Students, today we are going to study about ninth Science 1 Chapter 4 Measurement of Matter. Okay, so let's first know about what is mean by matter. So matter is a substance, and every matter is made up from very smallest particles. And John Dalton stated that he discovered that every matter is made from very small particles known as an atoms. These atoms are very smallest particles. These cannot be further divided into another small particles, and these atoms are neither created nor destroyed in any physical or chemical change. Okay, so this is called as a John Dalton's atomic theory, and we have this studied in this last session. Now we know that how the compounds are formed. So these compounds are formed by the chemical reaction of different elements. For example, water, H2O, carbon dioxide, CO2 and glucose, etc. These are some examples of compound. So here is a chemical reactions, and here the elements, these reactants having different properties, and the product from that is compound form having different properties. For example, water H2O, it is formed from, here reactants are hydrogen and oxygen, both having different properties, and a new compound is formed called as water. Water is having different properties, and they are in proportion. So these are called as the compounds. For example, this oxygen helps for burning, it is in gas state. Hydrogen is also in gas state, and hydrogen burn itself. And water is in liquid state, so it having some different properties. So these are called as the compounds, and these are formed from chemical reaction. So just revise this, we have just learned in the last session how to write the molecular formulae of compounds. For example, take a salt, common salt. So we know that it is called as a sodium chloride. That means sodium NaCl, Cl means chloride. Slack lime means CaOH twice. Water H2O, and limestone means calcium carbonate CaCO3. This is a carbonate group, and this is Ca means calcium. Okay, these are some examples of molecular formulae of compound. Now in this example here you can observe that here hydrogen and oxygen, they chemically combine in proportion and forms a water molecule. And here observe that here we have balanced this reaction, because here on reactant side there are 2 2s are 4 hydrogen atoms are there. So here we have to write 2H2O, 4 hydrogen atoms are there. 2 oxygen atoms, here are also 2 oxygen atoms. So this reaction is a balanced reaction. Now here the weight of this reactant, for example here suppose that here are the 4 hydrogen atoms, and weight of hydrogen atom 1 gram. So it will become 4, and atomic mass of the oxygen is 16. So 16 into 2 is 32. So these are in proportion, 4 as 32, that means 1 as 8 by mass. Okay, so this proportion is also very important. So what is mean by law of conservation of matter? In a chemical reaction, the total weight of reactants is same as the total weight of product formed due to the chemical reaction. Here you can find out the molecular weight also. For example, if we take the weight of hydrogen is 1, oxygen is 16, and you will form the water molecule, then you can easily find the molecular weight of the water molecule, and these are same, these weight are equal. So this is called as a law of conservation of matter. Now, law of constant proportion means the proportion by weight of constituent elements in the various samples of a compound that is a fix. For example, here is a proportion is 1 as 8. So this proportion of constituent elements in the various samples of compound is fixed, and here it is 1 as 8. Okay, now let's know about what is mean by atomic size. Okay, let's know about the atomic size and mass. So here in this image you can observe that here it is a nucleus, okay, and these are orbits K, L, M, N. These are the number of orbits, okay, different orbits. Now electrons are revolving in the orbit, and we know that here protons and neutrons are placed in this nucleus. Now how to define the atomic size? Atomic size is nothing, it is depends upon the atomic radius. That means the distance between this nucleus of an atom to its outermost orbit. So this distance is called as the atomic radius. Okay, so atomic radius means the distance between the nucleus of an atom and its outermost orbit. Okay, this is called as a atomic radius, and this atomic radius is expressed in the unit nanometers. This atomic size is depends upon the number of electron orbits in the atom. That means this size is depends upon the number of electron orbits in an atom. Okay, so greater the number of orbits, if this number of orbits are increases, then the size of atom also increases. Okay, for example, here take a potassium atom denoted by a symbol K, and sodium is Na. So here potassium atom is bigger in size than sodium. How? Because here we know that the sodium atom, atomic number of sodium atom is 11, and atomic number of potassium is 19. If we write the electronic configuration, then we can write 281 and 2881, because here 2, 8, 10 plus 1, 11. So atomic number of Na is 11, we know that, and of potassium is 19. That means 8, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so here observe that here are the 3 orbits, and here the potassium this will contain the number of orbits are 4. Okay, so number of orbits of K is bigger, are greater in number than sodium. So here the atomic radius of potassium atom is larger than the atomic radius of sodium, because atomic radius is depends upon the number of orbits. Okay, so here you can easily say that an atom K is bigger than the atom sodium Na. Now if two atoms have the same outermost orbit, then how to compare them? Okay, so for example, take a magnesium and sodium. Here we know that magnesium, atomic number of magnesium is 12, and here of Na is 11. So here we know that we can write the electronic configuration of sodium as 281, and magnesium is 12, so we can write 282. Okay, that means number of orbit, outermost orbit is same. Okay, so how to compare which atom is bigger? Because here observe that here sodium atom, the last orbit in sodium atom, it contains only 1 electron, while magnesium it will contain 2 electrons. That means the number of electrons in the last orbit of magnesium is greater than that of the sodium. That means the nucleus charge of magnesium is greater, as the number of electrons, here you can also observe that as the number of electrons in the outermost orbit here goes on increases. Okay, here you can observe that here number of the orbits are same of lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, etc. Okay, so here you can observe that how to compare which atom is greater. Here in the last orbit, here it will contain only one electron, it will contain two electron, it will contain 3, 4, 5, okay, 6, 7, and neon contains in second orbit, last orbit, 8 electron. That means the number of electrons in the outermost orbit goes on increases. As the number of electrons in the last orbit goes on increases, that means nucleus charge increases. So it will attract more electron. It will attract. The attraction power is also increases. So here the atomic radius goes on decreases. Okay, that means as the number of electrons in the outermost orbit increases, then atomic radius goes on decreases because nucleus charge increases. So here if same number of orbits are there, then if one having fewer electron in the outermost orbit, then that atom is bigger in size. Okay, so this is called as a atomic size. Now the mass of an atom, this mass of an atom is denoted by capital A letter. Mass of atom means the number of protons and neutrons in the atomic nucleus. This sum P plus N is called as the atomic mass number. Okay, and protons and neutrons are together are called as a nucleons. Now here is a relative mass concept. That means the relative mass here, the relative mass of an one hydrogen atom is compared to the carbon. So here that is 1. That means here we are using the atomic mass of hydrogen atom is 1. Okay, and the mass of one proton and one neutron on the scale of relative mass is approximately 1. That means this atomic mass is measured in Dalton and it is denoted by U. Okay, and the value of U is this. So here this is called as a relative mass. Okay, so chemical, how to write the chemical symbols of an element? Here the symbol of an element is either the first letter, or if first letter is same, then we are comparing the second letter. So we have to write, if the first letter is same, we have to compare the second letter and write the first letter block and second letter is in small. For example, if we write these are first letter is capital and second letter is small. For example, if we write the sodium, then it having the symbol Na. Nickel means Ni, both having Nn, so we have to write the second letter. Now hydrogen having the symbol H, oxygen having the symbol O, carbon having the symbol C. Okay, calcium having the symbol Ca, chlorine having the symbol Cl. First letter is capital, second letter is small. So likewise you can write the chemical symbols of elements. Now here molecules of elements and compounds. Here atoms of some elements, for example helium, neon, have independent existence. It means that these elements are monoatomic molecular state. Okay, and sometimes two or more of the element combine to form a molecule. These are called as a polymolecular state. Okay, so here the elements oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, O2, H2, N2, all these are called as a diatomic molecular state. So let's take one activity. Here make a list of elements in the monoatomic and in diatomic molecular state. Let's first write the monoatomic molecular state. Here helium He, okay, neon Ne, argon Ar, and krypton Kr. These are called as a monoatomic molecular state because they having independent existence. And xenon. So, and Rn means radon. Now diatomic molecular state means here two or more elements combine to form a molecule. For example, H2, hydrogen, nitrogen is N2, oxygen, fluorine F2, chlorine Cl2, and iodine I2 and bromine Br2. So these are called as a diatomic molecular state. Okay.